Oh man, I cannot get enough of that intro. Ooh, it feels so good every time. I get so
I
hyped.
love it.
So, we left off here with you guys attempting to take care of Bart. Bart, the ever-damaged Bart. So, let's do that. Let's do just that. I think
Christmas, you filthy animal.
we're going to put that up. And Gingerfool, thank you so much for the sub. That for sure 100% takes us to our luck reroll.
I fucking love you, Ginger baby. That's my boy, bro.
Second luck reroll, courtesy of Ginger and the crew. Thank you guys so much for doing all that work. Perfect. So looking over your friend, looking over Bart. Well, I guess in this case, a newfound ally, so to speak. Bart's not in great shape. He may be sort of scummy in a lot of ways, but he certainly did not deserve what's happened to his person. He's bruised, he's battered, he's unconscious. He's suffered a lot of cranial injury. There's blood that has started pooling on the left and right side of his head from his ears. When you begin kind of feeling over his person, his orbital bone is actually cracked. You can feel a pretty abrasive crack just above his eye. So this Vance, or whomever this was actually possessing the body, was doing so much damage. Like, it was throwing caution to the wind and Bart's body into the wall over and over again. This much tenacity to break the wards, it takes a very strong personality to really get through this. You think Bart can make it out, but Bart's going to need some tending to. He's going to need a lot of care.
Jesus.
I'm glad he wasn't damaged because he fell down the stairs several times.
I'm sure it didn't help. So I do whatever I can. I mean, I rolled a 21 for the heal, so I'm going to do whatever I can to stabilize him. You know, we're talking, like I said, first responder kind of stuff to try to get him at least stable so that we can move him. We're not super far from the town, right? Like, about
You're a mile.
how far?
You are a mile.
A mile.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not too bad. So yeah, I want to get this guy like ready to go. I want to go ahead and get like a like my sleeping roll out, and I want to like set that next to him and have Mogar sort of help me put his body carefully onto that, or roll him onto it some way, or wedge it under him to kind of carry him. And I just kind of want to look around like, man, I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore because there's ghosts and shit and kind of crazy, but I'm just focused on helping out Bart. So I'm just assuming everyone is on the same playing field when I'm doing it, and I'm acting and reacting and just like, let's go, let's go, let's go. Like, I'm just there to save his life. I don't know how anybody else is reacting.
Sure. When you kind of look over your allies and ask for the help, you realize that Mogar has actually taken a bit of damage himself. He has blood that is now, it looks like it's been stifled, but it was at one point running down his thigh. He sustained some kind of ripping wound just above the knee, and it's bound by what looks to be Nyx's loincloth, because Nyx is now just kind of walking. Yes, the ass sash. Nyx is now walking around in broad daylight in her panties and like a leather top. So
interesting.
Yeah, it's a little odd to say the least, but they needed something to kind of like close up the wound, and they didn't have anything off hand immediately. So she was like, "Here's my ass sash."
We had plenty. Yeah, like we had plenty.
Does Mogar look like he can't carry this thing? Like, are you against carrying it, even though you're in kind of a rough?
He's pretty convinced. He's pretty convinced that he can, but you can see that they did sustain the damage from the giant centipedes. Symarra also has like a pierce on her side. She has some blood that is kind of pooled up around her hip area. Lily was able to get out just fine. Nyx is good, and Solis has a small nick across his upper arm.
Okay, well, I'm still focused on getting this guy out of there and trying to save Bart's life. So
the most important thing will be about bringing some of the swelling down. letting the body kind of do its natural thing. It's going to take time. Time heals all wounds, but you need to get some elevation and something to decrease the swelling. If you have something that can kind of help with that. Do you have knowledge nature? Anything that might bring down some of the swelling?
Let's ask a druid if he's got knowledge nature.
You got this, brother.
Yeah. Actually, my knowledge nature is insane. That's pretty good.
Do we need to be keeping an eye on what's going on around us still, or are we good?
Well, the wolf.
I would definitely be keeping an eye. Well, yeah. Where's the fucking
the wolves?
right?
The
The wolf
walked
has
off.
just trotted off. The wolf has kind of gone off to do his own thing, so he's gone.
Okay.
For the moment.
I'll keep an eye out. Well, I'm not touching him up.
I rolled 19 for nature.
Okay. Actually, yeah, you know of a few things that can bring down some of the swelling. First thing that comes to your mind is something that you've been trying to like encourage people to get onto for a long time, but it's still just not quite doing the trick. There's turmeric. There is a natural root that kind of grows in a region very similar to this. You can find turmeric in very arid or somewhat considered like dead lands. It's a root, a very dense root, but it can decrease inflammation, can ease up on some of the swelling and stuff like that. So you can in fact find something like this, and you believe that you could find it in this region. It is a bit more rare, but if you were able to find Devil's Claw, which is a flower, it's like the bulb of a flower, it is also great. It's an accelerant. So these two paired together can really assist in this. Maybe a bit more difficult to locate, but you believe you could find turmeric pretty easily.
Okay, so I just quickly explain this to them as I look like I'm pretty flushed, like I'm trying to save his life, and I start looking for the turmeric. And if I just happen across the other one that you mentioned, great. But I'm more focused on the turmeric.
Sure. It's not going to take you long. You know that with time being the essence, you're going to need to kind of elevate his bits. Getting him back to town is going to be key. You also know that there is an apothecary that will help you out a great deal. Getting the apothecary available to you in some means or manner. She had all kinds of things. You remember speaking with her even in the first session.
Yes.
So
would you suggest that I take care of the swelling now? Is it that kind of immediate, or should we take him back to the town and then we worry about the swelling? Like, how immediate is immediate?
Getting him to a bed, any kind of bedside at this point will help loads. That you believe, like in the chain of events, that is the most useful thing for you to do.
That's the best I got. Okay, yes. I explained that to them, and I say that we should just probably try to get him back to town as fast as possible and get him set up somewhere. I do suggest that
this all along.
Yeah, I explained to the group that like I don't know what it is about this place, and that I just was out of it for a little while there, and kind of apologize and kind of shake my head, and just this place has a weird.
Maybe you were so distracted by the blight, right?
Maybe, I don't know. I feel like I've been in a daze for a little while here, so I apologize, but we need to move this guy is basically what I explained to them.
Okay. All right. So how would you do this? Are you going to place him on the back of Mogar?
I have a hammock, if that's easier to carry him with.
Oh, you have a hammock. Okay, yeah. We'll just like try to put him on that hammock, and me and Mogar just grab one side each, and we just take him. But also take into consideration, the kind of bleeding he sustained. If we're trying to lift a leg or keep an arm still or whatever, we're going to try to move him quickly, but we're going to try to do it in the least damaging way possible. So, yeah, that's how I would suggest, unless somebody else has a better idea.
You're right, dude.
Remember, you also have access to Tima, if that makes any difference.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, what am I even talking about? Put him on Tima. Tima can carry him pretty easily.
Yeah.
Again, we just have to be careful about extremities bleeding out. If there's like an arterial cut somewhere, I just want to be mindful of that. I don't want to like take him back and then you're like, well, he bled out along. It's like, no, like I want to take care of him as best we can. Sure. But yeah.
Let Bub do that.
Sure, you don't know. I just might do that. But at the same time, if you think that he's good, then this is your best bet. So
yeah, I think that's all we can do.
At least this way, if you kind of. Oh, is Lily here?
The tech just left the house, and I'm
Nice.
so happy. I was getting 1 upload speed, and I couldn't do anything.
We've been doing the recap this whole time.
Oh, good. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, we literally just started. So
this is so nice. Okay.
Good.
All right. I'm gonna join the Zoom.
So
Alright.
basically what we're doing right now is we're taking Bart's battered body. That's harder than Bart's battered body. Back to the brothel. I had to keep the alliteration going. No, not the brothel, town. But either way, we're just in the throes of transporting him back to town to try to save his life because he got fucked up because he was possessed and ran into the wall. But you probably know this.
Remember?
Yeah, I mean,
we
it's
saw
not
the
like
wolf.
I didn't do it or anything. Give me a second. Let me
Yeah,
close my door.
okay.
And your responsibility that this is happening. So yeah,
Okay.
that's where we're at right now. So let's put him on Tima and let's get him back to town.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's good. That's good shit. All right. So you managed to toss his body atop of Tima, and when you do so, there's this small like guff of him kind of exhaling. You're not really sure without kind of like really stripping him down what kind of additional damage he may have sustained across his body, but if you're just looking for the most visible point, his face it looks like mashed potatoes, right? It's just battered all to hell.
Ho, 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 who's this?
So you speak to Tima, and you where do you guys want to take him back to? You don't even know where he lives.
Let's just take him back to town, like just back into town.
Isn't there an
and just-
inn?
There's several things in town. There's an inn, there is the pub, there's the apothecary.
Because I need a rest too.
Yeah, we all need to have a sleep. But we should probably
Tash has like no health too. She only
I
has
have,
like
I have
4
like
health.
4 health. So we've got the general store, a forge, the bank, town hall, inn, apothecary, jail, the pub, the temple for Asma, and the shrine slightly out of town.
I think we should just take him into the middle of town and just kind of, hey, everybody, like, got somebody injured, like somebody help. You know,
I don't know if that's I'm just speaking out of game as your dungeon master. I don't know if that's such a good idea.
They're super
okay.
don't like
The
us.
preconceived notions at this point
They
of
hate us,
you,
bro.
they are not fans of you,
They're gonna think that
particularly of Mogar.
Merry Christmas.
Right now,
okay,
Mogar is in a very rough
but
position.
are they not fans of Bart?
They like Bart, but
They're not.
This is-
If we come in with Bart's body, they're probably going to be pretty pissed.
it's
though.
gonna look a little guilty. It's gonna look. You know what? I'll be right back. You guys decide. Be right back.
I guess
Okay.
that's true. If we just walk up with a fucking dead ass Bart, we're trying to save him. Oh, hold on.
I know, but they won't. They won't believe us. They already. The magic trick went wrong. Okay.
Give me 1 second. My daughter's going to bed. I'm just gonna say goodnight real quick.
you do it, man. I can't hear anything from Lily. What did you just say, Lily?
Really?
Sorry, I had a new mouse and I forgot that it's not integrated with the push thing that I need to do. But it was not a problem of the
Aw.
magic trick. Okay, thank you. Oh, I didn't even see. Oh my goodness.
Just going to bed.
Oh my goodness, little baby.
Stinking cute, man. Stinking cute.
Really cute.
Sorry about that.
No, don't be, brother.
Don't ever be
Why
sorry
would you?
about that.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's your
everyone
daughter, dude.
Stop what you're doing so I can say goodnight to my child.
Dude.
So we don't want to. So what the fuck are we gonna do with this guy then, guys?
I don't know, because to get to Kendra's house, we have to go through town, right? Anyway, I mean, we could. I don't have a
I
map.
could cast an illusion spell on Bart, like a thinger, like a.
Turn him into like a, just like
Like,
weekend
I
at
can
Bernie's.
think-
We can tie
yeah,
some
like-
strings around him to like wave when we go.
like totally invisible. Like it doesn't matter. I could just do whatever. I could just be like, hey. I mean, if it's our only option.
The apothecary stuff could be useful though. Oops.
Yeah, I think apothecary, because he's already been pretty cool with them. Be like, hey, we got an injured person, yo.
I mean, what are they gonna do if we come into the middle of town and we're like, hey, this guy got hurt trying to save his life. He's on the verge
he
of
said
death.
no, don't do it. Don't.
I know, but like, I don't.
We can't do that.
Why do they hate us?
We are
Remember,
criminals now.
It's my job to play devil's advocate. I have to remind you of the other options and some of the repercussions. I've got to make you question yourselves and your actions.
Can we like sneak it? Can we have?
Wait, so what is our criminal charges? Like what? Like
Can
what
we,
is it
break
that?
into the apothecaries?
No, that only more criminal.
no, I know.
Okay.
All
hold on.
right, we're gonna
What
leave
exactly?
Bart
Okay, why
in the
are we?
Holy
I'm still
Land.
having a hard time. Hold on, I'm still having a
Your
hard time.
criminal charge
Why are we?
is that it's believed specifically that Mogar participated in a sacrifice, finding a local, stealing their lamb, and physically tearing it in half with his abominable like half-orc hands.
He's a fucking half-orc. This shit happens. Why are people upset? Did we pay? We
Why
paid
do
for.
people get upset about anything? What?
This is a man's life. Oh my god. I don't know. Well, I don't know what to do. My character's like, well, I don't. What do you guys got? Because I don't know. This guy's gonna fucking die. He's gonna fucking die.
What time is it?
Let's see. It's probably early afternoon, I think.
I was gonna say.
So, walking through town, people would see.
Mm-hmm.
Not if we weakened and birdied him. Hey,
I know we can have Bernie.
I'm
Like,
Bart.
hey.
I don't know how to have sex. Oh. You know, like,
We
Damn.
threw him a bachelor party and he got fucked up.
Can we see the map of town? I want to.
Sure,
'Cause
certainly.
I
can
just
do
want
that
to
for you.
see like where the entry point from the rest.
like, what's more evil? Just leaving him on the outskirts and hoping someone comes across him? Like, I don't know what. Where else? Okay, so you're advising against us taking him into town. So would you be
What if-
merciful enough to tell us what other options we have to take him?
I mean, we could walk around town, but I don't know what all these E buildings are and M buildings are. Because
Where do we go through? Where do we go through?
We've come
Like-
from P. Because
P?
P is P at the
P.
top.
Yes.
Oh, we don't go through
Pineapple.
town then. We don't
So I mean,
go
we
through
can
town.
go the long way to Kendra's,
Hell yeah, let's go to Kendra's through the
which
long
is
way.
M2.
God,
I'll verify. I will verify.
I'm pretty sure it's M2.
this fucking
'cause-
guy's dead. He's bleeding while we're talking about it. Fucking dead.
You should have seen the fight scene. It took us forever, but it was good.
Oh my god, that was awesome.
It was so much fun.
Damn it.
Let's see.
Um,
The Lorimore place is N, as in
N.
Nigeria. N.
oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, we can get there.
So it's
easy.
slightly more.
Yeah,
We
but
can
what
do it.
about
And
all
what's-
these
what's-
other places? Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
what's M4,
Yeah.
B,
Yeah,
E,
like
and
who's
M1?
there? Who lives there? Can
What
I
are all
just use
these things?
prestidigitation? Like, can I just like make him appear as like something else until we get there?
How about this? How about I just walk in there with him and just drop him off into town, let him know I found him traveling, whatever. I drop him. They don't. I mean, do they know I'm bad?
Oh.
Like, do they think I'm bad?
Yeah.
I can just drop him off and then come right back to the group. Somebody
gonna
else
think
can
we
take
did it.
care of him.
They're gonna think Mogar did it.
I'm gonna tell him that.
They all know that we're in a group together.
I'm gonna tell him that you did it and send him after you.
That's Mogar did it.
Forever.
I mean, like, this found a half orc out here. He's fucking crazy. He's got blood on his face.
But what's L on the map?
L. Where is L?
It's near the top right.
Okay, let's take a look. L is... Come on, Buck, work with me here. L...
He's love. We should all love each
L.
other.
L is
It's
the
going
really useful
away.
house.
Look at me.
Not quite. L is actually... It looks to be... a place of magic, history, and math.
Yeah, let's take him there so they can ones and twos
Math
and
them.
back together.
Math them
Math
up.
them back together.
Math them up good.
It's a place
I
known
mean-
as the Unfurling Scroll.
Well, does anybody know anybody that will purchase dead bodies? because we've got one. We seem to have a grave right here because this guy's gonna fucking die. We could sell him to the gravekeeper.
So we can't give him
That's
a
how it
potion?
works, right?
We can't do anything?
I mean, I mean, yeah. Oh wait. Can't we just pour a potion down his?
Yeah,
fucking-
like that. I have one. I'll give it to him.
I mean, yeah, we can do that. I mean, I assume, I don't know, man. Okay.
So here's something that is like way easily overlooked, and I feel like a lot of DMs don't really describe it so well, is that the potion really kind of helps with the healing process, and it raises your quote-unquote hit point bar, but it doesn't mend the wounds, right? Like, it's not going to make the bruises go away. He's still going to look like bruised, like a bruised peach. And
I didn't hear any of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, everybody just cut out for like 2 seconds.
It just stopped and then it went like a bruised peach.
Okay,
Like a
can-
bruised peach.
but you can hear me now.
Start
right?
back
Yeah,
over
yeah,
with
yeah.
with your explanation of healing potion.
So
and how they
essentially,
work.
like, the healing potion is going to function in a way that it will raise his hit point bar back up. And it increases the
Oh.
healing properties, but it doesn't fix the wounds. Like, it's not going to reset a bone and then heal back. It's not going to make the bruising go down. Time still does its effects, hence why Mogar is still wrapping his leg. Wounds do exist, otherwise there would be no reason to have the heal skill at all.
What if we cause a distraction and then let Tima and Cypress go with Bart to Kendra's?
I mean, technically, you guys, I think you might just be overlooking some things.
Damn it.
You just throwing this out there, you could just cover up Tima. Just throw a blanket over Bart on top of Tima. Play some of your things.
It was a blanket.
that seems so much more guilty.
I have a
Yeah,
bedroll.
like you're
If
not
you
going
get
to notice a dead body like on top of a bear. Like
I
the
have a
bear's going to
bedroll.
be the one thing I look at. Like,
Could we put like bags on Tima and then it could look like a pack bear?
Yeah, see, that's
Here's
that's
the thing, though.
Go
If,
ahead.
but yeah, if we do get,
I'm
we
just
do
saying-
still need to.
That isn't the problem. The problem right now is we have nowhere to take him.
Yeah, I was thinking
it
like
doesn't
even when
matter
we get into
if
town.
even if we were to get him into town, even if we were to like keep him covered and everything, like we don't have a
Kendra's.
place to really like do it. Kendra's is the only place I can think of to like take him and then let me do whatever I can for him, basically. But I don't think there's going to be anybody to help us. So if we're taking him to Kendra's, we can just do that without covering him, right? We just take him to Kendra's, or is it through town?
it's
I
gonna be
mean-
through town and small.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
go to
Well,
the
then in
long
that, let's throw a fucking blanket over his ass and let's just take him right to
Can we-
Kendra's.
Can't we go the long way around?
You could, yeah, you definitely could. It will definitely
Let's-
decrease the interactions you'll have, especially since it's going to be on the back of Tima. People are afraid of bears. Remember, this is a big fucking bear. It's like 800 pounds, 10 feet long. They're not going to say, it's like, yeah, that's
Town.
Apothecary,
That's my
didn't you?
bear.
So-
all
I
right.
did not cut out. First.
yeah, I
Oh.
can't. I didn't hear any of that.
What is happening?
Yeah, it's weird. Discord seems to be shitting itself a little bit. Okay, so is everybody in the group good with us putting him on the bear? He's already on the bear. Throwing a blanket over him, walking him through town to Kendra's, and then just letting me do whatever I can for him at Kendra's house.
That and he needs
Yes.
rest.
If it
'Cause
makes
I
a difference-
believe-
And he needs rest,
Alright,
and he
I'll
needs
do
soup.
that.
He
If
needs
it-
soup.
If it makes a difference, I can always just, like, we could just hop into the voice over on Zoom.
So I'm more than
Unless-
welcome to.
I mean,
I
have they tweeted
can't
anything
do
about
that with my setup.
I
Okay.
also can't do
Because-
that because my mic will just drop to 0 even if I
Alright.
put it
Yeah.
back up to 100.
All right, so then we're just gonna have to deal with it cutting out from time to time, I guess, until server strength is better.
It happens every now and then. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Okie doke. So you wish to go the long way to decrease the interaction as much as possible. So let me.
No,
take
I
a
think we
look.
should go through town.
Oh, all right.
Are you guys good with going through town?
I mean,
don't want to go the
if
long
we
way.
go
because
through
the-
town, we can probably grab some stuff in the apothecary that we're like super quick to help.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. Like, go through town, somebody pop into the apothecary, grab whatever, but they don't like you guys, right?
No, but we'll just show through town.
But
Like
you're
you.
with- either.
with us.
I
You're
mean, the
with us.
apothecary got on well with you. I think it's mainly Sheriff Gibb really doesn't like us, and right, and the general townspeople. Zokar liked us. We ate loads of food.
Well, how about
yeah,
this?
but
How
it's
about
also
I
a
just
small
take him
town.
through town and you guys go the long way and I meet up with you so we avoid any conflict.
I'm down.
Is that good? Like I go through town with
Okay.
the body and then you guys go the long way and we just meet up?
All right. So
Yes.
are you still covering his body?
Yes.
Are you putting any packs or anything like that on top of it?
I mean, I'm going to reasonably do what I need to make sure it doesn't slide off just walking around. But, or like if a wind picks up, but I'm not going to like mash him in, you know, like
Sure.
make it
I've got
uncomfortable
like
for
some
him.
silk rope if you want to use it to sort of strap him on, essentially.
Yeah, I'm just going to tether him down the best that I can, but again, not totally uncomfortably. I'm just going to tell Tima to take it easy and, you know, we'll just, yeah. I'm just going to, his health first, as secure as I can get it without hurting him.
Okay. All right. So, best situation, you try to find a way to keep this blanket down. Tima's a little big, so it's not going to bind all the way around her. But if you were to use, like, say, some kind of rope, unfortunately, you don't really have a saddle. Like, you don't have it equipped for a saddle, which is something that could be made in time. But right now, for all intents and purposes, any kind of rope or some kind of mechanism would bind this blanket down.
Tash said she had a silk
Yeah, I've got like
rope,
50
right?
foot of silk rope.
Okay. All right.
Use that.
Would someone like to give me a dex check to make sure that this is tied down in a way that doesn't injure him, but also conceals him with this blanket?
Can we all do a dex check?
Just one of you.
It's somebody better than me. I don't have high dex, so.
I've got, what is it? So I've got 17 plus 3, so
That's
You
you.
have seven- you
I
have
have
17.
13 plus 1.
so it'll be
Yeah,
roll
I have
20
14 plus
3.
2. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
plus 3. The plus 3 modifier would be best.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boo-boo!
Okay, that's good. That's really good. You you know,
Okay.
you make a tied spot. You wrap the rope around the blanket just a little bit, and you kind of tie it around, and then do several times around before you tie it in the back in a way that you feel like it will sustain him on top of Tima. Tima still understands she has to take it carefully, and you go with very little suspicion. I'll give you a chance to decrease your encounter based off of the success of her roll and the way that you guys have decided to do this, but I still have to give you a chance for an encounter. So give me a 20% range, Ello.
I'm
That you
going to
do not want.
go
You don't want it.
that I do not want. I do
Correct.
not want 0 to 20%.
Okay. Very good. 48.
Nice.
You manage to get through town with zero suspicion. People kind of lean away when they realize that you're walking in tandem, accompanied by a bear. You get a few like odd stares from the older folk. Remember, at this time, bear pelt, bear hide goes quite well. So they kind of give you like that odd stare, like, if he looks away, I'm gonna fucking stab that bear and take its hide. But most of them leave you alone. You'll make it back. Actually,
Real
quicker.
quick,
Go ahead.
did I wanted to stop by the apothecary too, like on the way, like
Okay.
to look for the turmeric.
All right.
Yeah.
So, are you going to abandon Tima outside?
Yep, just for a moment, just to literally park her outside, walk in, purchase, leave as fast as I can.
All right. Then a 40% range that you do not want.
I do not want 0 to 40%.
69. All right.
My favorite.
Damn.
Good deal. Good deal.
Not really.
You managed to step inside. You said you wanted to make it quick. Do you just want to make it a closed action where you're just like, I'll buy the turmeric, here's the gold, and then jet?
Now, does she have? Do I notice that if she has any of the dragon, whatever you said earlier, the rare
Devil's Claw.
stuff? Does she have that there?
Devil's
Claw,
right.
yes. Does she have any of that there that I just see you walking through?
33% range that you do want.
I do want it to be 77% to 100%.
Okay. All right. So 77 up. 25 negative. She does not have it. Fresh out. So all she's going to have is the turmeric, and then that's going to be it.
Okay, I want to buy enough turmeric to see to his wounds.
All right. You know, she looks at you accusedly so in a way that she notes, you know, as an apothecary, she's going to know what turmeric is for and
Yes.
what people can use it for. And she wants to know, what's the occasion? Has someone been injured?
I tell her that it's none of her damn business. Sell me some turmeric. Like, I don't give her an answer. I just say something along the lines of, are you going to sell me this or not?
Yeah.
Like, I just say, like, hey, I could go forge this myself. but I'm rushed for time. I want to purchase this. Do you want?
Just making friendly conversation, and that's fine. Sale's yours. And she will quote you at, she basically tells you not to overdo it, but assuming since you know exactly what you're looking for, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. We'll say that you buy enough to treat him daily for 2 weeks. It will cost you 3 silver pieces.
Okay, and that I will give her 4.
Okay.
Say thank
Nice.
you, just as a tip, and I rush out of there and try to get him to Kendrick's as fast as possible.
Sure, sounds good. You do. You manage to get back to Kendra's. Because of your stop, your allies will meet you there. They'll be waiting in front, basically on the doorstep, like Stoop Kid.
He never leaves his stoop.
That's right, he never leaves his stoop.
He's afraid to leave his stoop. That's what I heard.
Stoop Kid's so stupid.
I'm glad we lived in that moment together.
It's a good moment.
Yeah.
So you make it back to Kendra's.
Yeah, and I like bring him inside and like try to find a table.
Okay. You, the moment that you burst upon the scene, you undo the rope.
I
And
keep losing sound again.
Me too.
I do too.
I mean, it's like what you both said there, Elo, above.
okay. You can hear us though, right?
Now,
Right now.
Now I
yes.
can.
All right.
Do it
He's
again.
like,
Weird.
So you burst upon
can
the
we
scene.
change like the
Yeah, let me see if
server-
I can change the server. Server settings. We'll go to US Central. Save changes.
What?
No,
Hello?
Hello.
I heard server and then nothing.
That's
Yeah, I
because the
think he was
server
trying
changed.
to pick a new server. Yeah, he
Okay.
changed the server. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
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 Let's see.
Okay.
Hello.
You arrive on the scene. You undo this this wrapping, and the moment that you kind of pull back the blanket, Bart falls from the sitting Tima. Assuming that you, with the assistance of your allies, you'll get him inside. I want a 15% range, Cypress, that you do not want.
I do not want 45 to 60.
Okay. Ooh,
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna
Nice.
roll. I thought I was gonna roll it. I'll be a little honest. All right, Lucky, very good. You managed to get him inside the house. Kendra's. What is this? What's happened to him?
We've
His face.
had a long day, Kendra.
No, what's her name? Oh, Karen. Karen.
It was not Karen.
Like Karen, man, we ran in this guy. He's in trouble. He's not doing too well. Help me get him on the table. I try to get him on the table.
Aid, boil some water. And she calls out to one of the maids, and
Kendra, yes.
they'll bring water to boil. She'll get clean linen and push the books off of the table in the study. This is Petros's office, since you didn't get to see that, Cypress. This is where he worked all of the time. It's a library. It's available to you at any time. And anytime that you do any kind of research here, based off of his library, you'll actually gain a +2 to whatever kind of research you're trying to attend to.
Did we know that last time?
Yes, you did know that last time.
Oh,
You were.
okay. Maybe I forgot.
I was functioning that into your roles.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's fine.
Because it's such an extensive library. But now that you're here, it's going to take some time for the water to bring to boil. She comes with linen, and when she steps back, she's got rags and some basic ointments, some things that she's got. She doesn't know what to do. She's, what's happened? What happened to his face? Where have you been? What's going on?
I let the rest of the group sort of explain to her what's going on, and I just start getting to
Are we
work.
there?
Oh yeah. Everyone's there.
Oh, everyone was there? Okay. I thought we were still walking since you came through a shorter way. We were still
Oh, no.
walking through our direction.
Still
So okay.
there at the same time.
So perfect. So I know Mogar can't explain it very well.
Oh.
Maybe like.
Nyx
He-
looks really flustered. It's a magic trick gone horribly, horribly wrong.
No,
Yeah,
cut the bullshit. I don't believe that.
Bart was trying to impress you by learning a trick, and he really didn't want to use the safety net.
Right, see, here's the thing, that you're in my home, and I know when you're lying to me. So cut the bullshit. Mogar, what's happened? And watch your tongue when you're speaking to a lady.
Mogar saw that she used the board.
The board?
The board.
What
Mogar
board?
knows what the board's called, but the board.
Like I said, the magic trick gone wrong.
We didn't use the safety net of a potion, so I...
There was an evil man that turned into Bart.
What's happened? Slow it down. What has happened?
We might have been in the restaurants and potentially...
He got possessed by a demon!
It's not a demon, it's not so bad, it's just a serial killer.
A demon!
What? What is this board?
It's a Ouija board, Garrett, I'm sorry.
For the last time, my name is Kendra. It's Kendra! It's not that hard, it's Kendra! And show me this Ouija board.
Well,
show it to me
let's
now.
not play with that anymore. Can we fix it?
I don't want to
Spaces?
touch it. I can't. I don't want to relive it. It's too
Mogar,
horrible.
give this to me.
Mogar then grabs because I guess
I have it.
Grabs from her bag, Tasha's bag, just grabs it from her and just plops it on.
I may as well give her the. Well, I don't really want to touch the planchette, so like holding it between
She
my
immediately
fingers, like.
sees this obscure case with this golden scarab atop of it, and when she lifts this up, she reveals the spirit board and the planchette, and her face just falls pale white. She looks over to you. Why do you have this?
We found it.
Why do you sound so hopeful? Do you even know what you have?
No.
I know that it's also a wonderful party game, and
It's a terrible party game, Nix.
Mogar said to come back.
Do it
Mogar said to
correctly.
come back. Mogar said to come back. What? No.
Okay, so we made a mess, and there may be a serial killer, but right now, Bart's face is broken.
Help
So
us,
let me get
please.
this straight. First and foremost, let me understand here. You decided to follow up on this chase to understand what's happened to my father. And it brought
Yep.
you to the Restlands, as you've said. And where in the Restlands? What?
The false crypt that he mentioned in his journal.
Ah, you found a false crypt, and inside of that false crypt was a spirit board. And you
And
decided
other things.
other things.
Potions.
Who has it? Who has it? Don't I have everything because Cypress gave it
No,
to me?
you have a Solis,
fine.
so you have the arrows, and I
You
have
find
the
a spirit planchette and board, and you take it upon yourselves, not knowing what you have, to use this. How did you even understand how to use this device?
Man, while this is happening, I am like
Yes.
in the process of doing everything I need to help him, but in the middle of it, I just reach in my pocket, I pull out a blunt, I light that thing, and I just start smoking a little bit because I am like fucking losing my mind.
Stressing out, man.
I'm just like smoking, trying to help this guy, and I'm just listening to this fucking shit show.
Well, Nix knew a bit about it. Like, she knows loads.
You knew.
Bart messed it up.
You knew it. Then let me ask you
He
this.
grabbed the whole thing. He was very eager.
Why are you all pointing fingers at me? I don't understand. It was gonna be fun, and you guys ruined it.
Close
You
your
guys ruined
babbling
it.
mouths.
The tiny one did it.
I don't care who's done it. You've all declared that you knew my father, and he would not dabble in these things unless he was informed. If you were as close to my father as you said that you were, you wouldn't dabble in this unless you knew what you were doing. So to go in uninformed? Shame on you.
Oh,
He-
the shame!
He would not let this pass. And now you've brought an innocent into this. Look at him.
To be fair,
Innocent.
wanted to be in this. Just to be fair, he consented. We didn't want him. He just showed up with a goat or a deer or a dog. I don't remember.
So you
but he
mean
had something with him, and he just wanted to join us.
so Bart was totally unmotivated?
Hey, listen, Karen, man, I wasn't even here last week, so so I don't even know what to tell you. I'm not in with these guys. I don't even know what to say to try to help this group anymore.
You do the whole thing. Mogar knows.
Look, it would have been a fun party trick, but here Bart is, and he fucked up the whole thing and just let the whole thing run wild. This is his fault, not my fault, so don't point your pretty little fingers at me, Missy.
So basically
Mogar
what you
will-
said is everything that you've said is completely and totally the opposite. That's what I've learned in the previous days of knowing you.
Listen,
It might be opposite day.
everybody just listen. Mogar has something to say. I tried to let you explain, but everybody went everywhere. Now listen. Mogar wants to tell you something. Mogar saw this man,
Mogar,
Bart,
talk.
change into something else. He did not. He was not Bart, man. He was not the deputy. He was not the man we saw before. He turned into a man from something else. He was speaking differently. He was doing things that I've never seen, but he was also very strong. We had to stop him. He wanted to escape, but no, he wanted to keep going. And guess what? As he tried to leave, that's when Bart's man deputy hit himself again and again through this invisible wall that we don't know. But guess what? Now we know what's going on.
We're all like, that's the longest speech.
I notice Karen's face, Kendra's face, and she looks a little confused, but it looks like she's probably getting it. Is that what we're seeing right now?
Definitely. She's
Okay, and I try to fill in the blanks for her, like as Mogar's like invisible wall. I'm like Ward, and he's like, he was, there was another man inside him. I'm like possessed. Like I'm just like throwing the key words out as he's saying them to kind of help
I
things
imagine
along.
it's like between puffs. You're like possessed.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, like Kisa said, Mogar sets the truth free. All right, perfect.
Hey man, sometimes we need to stop lying because it causes other problems. We gotta fix this, man.
Okay, she just shakes her head, and she walks away with the planchette and everything inside of the box.
Oh no.
She steps away with it. At this point,
Wait, what do you mean she steps away? Like she walks off with it?
Yeah, I don't want her to take my
She's-
planchette.
she's gonna, she's gonna step away with it.
The
When it has
planchette.
the files
Are
to
you,
the school.
are you not going to allow us an opportunity
You
to
can,
like?
I mean, you can, but by all means, like if you guys want to stop what you're doing, then by all means, go for it.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna
supposed
roll
be
to see if I even would notice because
Sure,
I'm
go for it.
focused on something
Give
else.
me a perception.
Yeah.
I'll
Can we
set
all
your
do
DC
perception?
I'm going to set Cypress's DC at 16. If he breaks a 16 on perception, then his focus is interrupted as she storms off with the planchette and board.
I got pretty good perception, and I got +2 to perception when stoned. Remember, as long as I keep that up. Okay, so
God damn it.
Yeah, you should see him when he's sober, though. His stats go to shit.
yeah, they're not great. They're not great. All right, pray everybody.
And you guys won't have to roll because you're going to see her step away with this. Oh, yeah.
Holy shit!
You're going
Damn, I'm a
to...
perceptible little bastard. Man.
You're going to see her step away. She's very unhappy with the state of affairs.
I'm kind of like, whoa, man, like, whoa, like, what do you like? We don't know what that thing can do. Why don't you leave that here? And I kind of like.
Oh, I quite understand.
I try to stop.
I quite understand what this is capable of, but in the hands of children, bad things happen.
It's a game.
I'm like wiping my hand, like my face of like blood, and I've got blood on my hands and stuff now. The joint's been out for a while, and I'm just like, I don't disagree with you, but like you just don't walk away with it, man. Like, it's dangerous. Like, just leave it here. It's not hurting anybody is what I'm trying to say. But like, I look flustered because I'm like still trying to do some shit. I'm looking over at like the other people in my group. Like, did somebody stop her? Like, don't let her walk away with the fucking
I'm not
Ouija
removing
board.
it from this place. I'm just putting it away. This is dangerous.
No.
This is
that's
dangerous,
not
and you
right.
should have known that.
we may need the what's the file
Then,
called?
if we need it, then I will
But we may need
supervise
this
this
very
because you
That
don't.
is mine. You are not allowed to take what is
Cypress.
not yours.
Nix.
Excuse me.
This was told to you by my father.
Hour.
My
Hour.
father. You're lying. And the moment you stop lying to yourself is the moment I'll stop treating you like a child.
I'm just like my.
Is the water boiled? Is that ready? Bart?
Did you want to help with that? You
Yes.
can go on. And
Well,
help with
I'm not
that.
so good, but I can carry things.
Occasionally.
Cypress is still trying to wrap his head around why his loot is going into somebody else's hands. Like, why the things we found are like just in Kendra's hands? Like,
Oh no, she's not. She's only taking the spirit planchette and the spirit board. That's it.
Oh,
She's
you
not
oh
said
taking-
yeah,
It's
both of those are
mine
not
now.
hers. They're not fucking hers
Sure,
to take.
sure.
Calm the fuck down, Karen.
Fuck you, Karen. Fuck Karen.
I basically, in like the nicest, most jovial way that I can, like I am mustering. I'm starting to get frustrated.
Sure,
like
yeah.
Cypress is, and he is like in the nicest way trying to tell her that she needs to leave that there. That we're not planning to use it again. Obviously, we've already done that, but that she has no right to take what we rightfully found.
I only want the planchette. I don't care about.
But in a nice way, not in a dick way. It's like the
Sure.
nicest way that I can be like,
Sure.
hey,
give me
don't
a
fucking take our
diplomacy.
shit.
Give me diplomacy.
Oh, okay. This is where everything goes to shit.
Oh, God,
You got
no.
this,
I
man.
need
Don't
the
talk about that.
planchette.
I mean, I've got +4 in diplomacy as well. Too.
Well,
And
I'm the
if-
only one trying to stop him, so
I
It's
know,
true.
just
If
not very-
you guys are there, and if you'd like to aid Cypress in this, you can. But you're gonna have to really
Yeah,
kiss ass here.
I don't have any diplomacy.
can I
I'm
do like a
surprised.
fake roll just to my superstitious self? Because I've been rolling really good. Can I just do like a fake roll?
Yeah,
Get a
you can
bad
get it out
roll.
right now. I'll just say this is your garbage
Okay.
roll. You don't. It doesn't matter. Okay.
There we go. That's what I
Kendra,
All right.
Kendra,
I'm feeling it, man. I get on these rolls. I gotta do it. Okay, this one's the real one though.
If it's worse, I swear.
I don't think it's gonna be good, but I don't know.
He's got two
We'll
luck
see.
rolls. He's got 2 luck rolls.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Very good. You can see that she is adamant about not giving this up, but your diplomacy and the things that you've said has not really shaken her, but it's made her reconsider her actions. So she sits back down in this workspace, and she refuses to let it go.
oh shit! Hell, something just fell off my wall. It's coming. This just fell off my wall. It's coming to get you.
she
It
sits
did
back
just
down.
fall. What the? I just
Not the time.
She sits back down and she holds on to it. She's not letting it go.
Okay, that's fine. I kind of eye her as I'm still kind of working on Bart. I'm kind of eyeing her as she like sits back down, and I just say, man, it's curious that you won't let go of that. What are we calling it?
Spirit board.
Spirit
That board, and I just kind of do a little like nod, like, hey, I noticed that it's kind of weird how you're not letting go of it. Like, what's up with that? Kind of is what I'm asking her.
Okay.
I'm like stood off to the side. I don't want to help with health because I can't. I have claws. They're not going to be terribly useful at healing.
Sure.
Kendra, I totally agree with you that we should have known more about what we were doing. You seem to know a lot. Can you help us to understand how to maybe not have this happen again, or protect from it? That would be awesome.
You hear her exhale this.
Totally
this
not gonna
sigh.
use it. We need to deal with the after effects and take responsibility.
And she kind of sits there for a moment, and it's like she's gathering her wits about her. She's very flustered, extremely frustrated with the current turn of events. And she says that knowledge is something that's incredibly important, and using this uninformed has resulted in potentially the death of someone that she cares very dearly about.
Okay, but all knowledge is good knowledge. So either way, we fucked up, but now that's good knowledge because now we know not to fuck up again.
Man, I hope you never do counseling. It's like, oh man.
She looks you square in the face, Nyx, and says, "The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge." Take that to heart, dear.
Okay, I love you. I'm sorry.
My character's main concern right now is just fixing Bart, but he's keeping an eye on that board and making sure she doesn't leave with it.
Sure.
Yeah, so he just gets back to work.
You
Why
see
did
that there is some reaction once you kind of set this turmeric. Like, you can give so much to him, and it starts it's going to allow his body to start creating the necessary enzymes to begin this process. But there is like the form of like osmosis, right? Like when you're a kid and you have that Vicks Vapor Rub, you swear to God that's miracle medicine, and it takes care of anything that you've got going. Turmeric's a lot in the same way. When you place it on the skin and it starts to kind of seep through your skin, it's going to help in the relief process as well. So you're going to start seeing some of the swelling begin to drop over the course of the next few hours, but you kind of need something that's going to help reset that eye socket. When the swelling goes down, you can see that Bart's eyeball is actually bulging. The bone sunk back, and it's caused it to begin to recess from the cranial socket, and it's borderline bulging. It's causing his eyelids, despite the swelling, to actually like puff up and crack open, revealing...
Does it look like I can save the eye?
Yeah, definitely. It doesn't look like the eye has been damaged, but it's being forced forward.
All right, well, what do you want me to do? You want me to roll for healing again to like assess the damage and like try to fix it, or how do you want me to go about doing this?
I want to know what Ello as Cypress would do in this situation. Knowing the information that I just gave you, show me some creative insight and tell me how you are going to fix this. You can make it up as you go along too.
Oh man, I am not a doctor. So his I mean, I don't know what I'd do. If anyone came to me like that, I'd be like, get him to a hospital. This guy's got a fucking eye. So his eye is sort of like concave around his eye, like the bone is actually like the bone structure is damaged.
Yes, the bone structure is damaged, and it looks like when you kind of trace your finger along the bone itself, that the upper part of the orbital bone is fine, and the side nearest the temple, like the high point of your cheek, is fine, but that little stretch of land right there at the corner of your eye, that's where it's actually damaged, and it's been pushed back. It's been pushed into the socket itself.
Okay, so I assess this, and I realize that there is probably nothing I can do with the tools that I have available to me to actually set this right.
Okay.
Like there's going to be some sort of disfiguring or I don't even know what the hell. But hold on. But I do have an idea.
Okay.
And I sort of I like sit back and I'm looking at his face and I'm just like, I kind of shake my head and I explain to everybody that, guys, I've done, man, as much as I could do, but he needs a little bit more. And unless you guys have better healing, knowledge than me, I've only got one solution. And I just kind of look to you guys, see if you guys have any idea how to deal with this. And then I sort of look down and I kind of look back up at them, and I say that I know a spell. It's a early, something, I don't think first year. First moon druids learn, okay?
Okay.
And I tell them that I'm considering casting a mending spell on his skull.
I mean, we
To
are
see
in
if
the
we can just
library,
mend
so could
the
we
actual skull.
could we see if there's like a first aid book kind of
We
thing? Would
could,
that help?
yeah. If you, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, though. Is
I'm
I don't know how
not
much
reading.
time this guy has. Like, I don't know how much time we have to be reading through texts in a library. I'm not against that idea
I mean,
at
I'm
all.
not like helping because I don't want to. I don't have any way
Hello.
to help you. So can I?
You guys have access to this library. There is anatomical charts all the way around you. If you wanted to give me an assisted heal check, you will get a bonus because you're inside of the library based off of the anatomy and physiology books that you have. Also, the aid of your allies. If they're able to break 10 on a heal check, I'll give you a +2 from each of them. And
Oh,
I'll
So what do we need to roll?
yeah.
Oh, I'll break 10? Okay.
So
cool.
Nyx, Symarra, and Mogar, if you guys break 10
Or
on a
just
heal
D-
check,
D20.
on a heal check, you will give him a +2. So Symarra, Mogar, and none of
Oh my
I'm gonna
god!
use my luck reroll.
Okay,
Wait.
all right.
Can I use my luck reroll?
Yeah, Symarra succeeds. One of your luck rolls are down, Symarra.
Wait, wouldn't I